So now we're recording.
Let's go.
Let's freaking get into it. Let's get into some lore, some Bionicles.
Oh, here's one, just a little thing I've been meaning to say, but now it's too late. I feel like we should have, like, Bionicle Heroes Lore Extravaganza Part 4 in the Twitch title.
Should we?
I feel like we should, but it's too late that it doesn't matter now. But
yeah, we're finished with it.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Finale.
This is the finale.
But just like in the Twitch titles as well as the regular like YouTube titles.
I don't know if it's really necessary.
When it's like Pikmin 2 first playthrough part 13.
I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So, Mask of the Day. Let's get this over and done with. Good old Akaku. It's the Mask of X-ray vision. Let's do see-through walls. It's worn by Matoro when he's a Matoran, and also Kopaka when he's a Toamata. But also a Toa Nuva, but also every other version of Kopaka. Here's the Nuva variant. Here's the good old Fantoka variant. It's the adaptive version. And the noble one. Worn by good old Solek, everyone's favorite Matoran.
Yay!
Woo! Bionicle Mask of the Day.
Ooh, we did
We
it!
fucking did it. Let's play the game now.
Oh, you know what they say. Do you hear that? Sarkon? The glory of the Horde. I made a legend from what you abandoned.
The Horde? The Visorak Horde?
The boulder.
The bowl.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but so again, we're hopefully on the finale of this game with any luck.
Yeah. And the finale of the lore. I have to get through like 4 years of lore.
Yeah. So this will be interesting.
A very intensive lore because there's a lot. I have to get through that in this stream, which is a daunting task.
So, let's start now.
Yeah, start now. What happened? What the fuck happened in 2007? In 2007,
I couldn't.
I don't remember. Oh,
the Paraka.
No, they were defeated. They were turned into snakes.
No Paraka. No Paraka.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, Paraka. So at the end,
was Vizon, right?
one of them was Vizon.
He still exists.
He still exists right now. He doesn't. He was killed.
What? Why was he killed?
Because he had the Mask of Life fused to his face, and they needed it.
That kills him?
So they threw him into lava, and they killed him.
If they needed it, why'd they throw it in the lava with him?
Well, it came out of the lava.
That's nice.
Because it was immune to lava, I guess. Because it's the massive lava. Because it's the massive lava.
Mask of lava.
So the Mask of Life.
Falling it 5 seconds later.
So the Mask of Life, after they get it, it just fucking jumps out of Matoro's hands and falls into the ocean and is lost forever. Except not really. They have. So they're all the Toa. They're like, yeah, let's go in the ocean and get it.
Yeah.
So they do.
Good.
They go in the ocean.
Yeah.
This entire year is underwater.
Oh, that's great.
It's real cool. It's my favorite.
Oh, yes.
It's my favorite.
I'm excited too.
But I don't know the lore that well, so I'm gonna struggle. So yeah. So underwater, there's this in the ocean. There's this place called the Pit, and the Pit is like this place where the Order of Mononu. Oh fuck! I should have grabbed that. Oh fuck.
Oh, make the bird thing.
Yeah, I can't get. I wanted to get all the secrets, but I can't get Holly's mask. Oh no!
I can't get it.
I can't get it.
Oh. He's gonna get smushed.
He's gonna get chomped on by himself.
No.
Oh, adept. Dexterity. And prowess. And not getting smushed.
Skill.
So much skill on display.
Why can he just stand on lava?
Because he's lava.
Does he have the mask of lava?
He is the mask of lava. I don't know.
Huh.
He's just immune to lava because he's fire. Except that's not how that works.
He's red.
Because no one else is immune to fire. Like Tahu has the mask of shielding specifically so that he can not get killed by lava. He surfs on lava. He doesn't
He
walk in
does
it.
surf. He's freaking gnarly, dude. Yes.
But so in the pit, the pit is this underwater prison basically for like enemies of the Order of Mononui. And they're sent there by this guy named Botar. He's like a big dude. He can teleport. He shows up and takes Brutaka there, I think, at some point during 2006, but I totally glossed over it and forgot about it because he's Botar. Interestingly enough, Botar's canonical appearance is a combiner model of Brutaka and Axon.
Oh.
So, that's interesting. He's got a big face and a big mouth. With
like
gold chompers.
Wow.
But yeah, so this is the pit and in the pit there's lots of, they're bad guys. And among these bad guys are the 6 Baraki. And the Baraki were Dark Hunter warlords who like ruled over several islands. But they were sent to the pit and they were like mutated by the pit, and now they're all like underwater monsters, like sharks and squids and stuff,
Okay then. Sure.
There's this Elec. He's the electric eel man. He's green. There's Prydak. He's sort of like the leader of them. He's the white one. He's a shark. He's white and red. I love the color schemes in this year specifically. There's a lot of
red is good.
Yeah, white and red is a good color scheme.
Just one thing, I have as a kid, there's a show called Zoids, I believe. I saw like one episode of it ever, and it was a magical thing where the guy has like there's a white line thing. He rides around in a Zoid, and he's fighting this other guy. He's losing. He just keeps losing. But then like a red Phoenix Zoid or whatever just comes out of nowhere. I guess piloted by no one. It was just autonomous of its own sort. Like infused with him, and it became like an eagle, like lion that was red and white, and it was so cool, and I loved it.
An eagle lion.
And I never saw another episode of that show again, and I always wondered if it exists or not, because I thought the name sounded like Pokemon, and I could never figure it out. And that hint threw me off the trail so hard. That one thing I thought I remembered threw me off the trail, but I specifically remembering that it sounded like Pokemon.
It, in fact, did not.
I tried to remember what it was. I couldn't. Yep. But yeah, that was just a memory that was one of the magical things to me as a kid. Sorry, go on though. Red and white.
There's Prydak. There's also Kalma. He's
Calamari. Squid.
Yeah, exactly. He's the squid one. He's the red one. He's a squid. And there's Takadox. He's cool and important, and he's my favorite. He's the blue one. He's like I guess like a bullet shrimp type thing. He's like a weird shrimp looking dude.
Bullet shrimp?
Yeah, like a bullet shrimp, like
the mantis. Oh, mantis.
Bullet, mantis.
Because he punches like a bullet.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Though.
Yeah, he's got that sort of look to him.
Huh.
I don't know if he's actually based on that specifically.
Yeah.
Because no, because the Terracotta is based on that. Never mind. Oh fuck.
And the others?
The others, and then there's Karapar. He's the crab. He's brown and he's cool. He's also dumb and no one likes him.
Oh no.
Because he's not smart. And that is his character.
Oh, he's dumb.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then there's Mantex. He's a manta ray and he's black. A black manta ray.
Ooh. When's Godonka get introduced?
Oh, he will get introduced.
Thank goodness.
Much later. Damn. He's like the very last thing.
Damn.
Like right at the end.
I'm fascinated though. I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat.
So one day.
Ooh. Red.
Oh, also above the pit there is this underwater island. Named called Mari Nui, which is, and there's a bunch of Matoran there. They all live in bubbles, and they farm air so that they can live. They have like these weird like lobster-looking things that farm water bubbles for them, so that they can stay alive underwater. Hakan's dead.
Oh. It was a good scream out of him.
Yeah.
It just plays with the head in the same animation every time.
And then V-Zone shows up and he's like, I want that head.
Oh.
So yeah, Mari Nui. I just wanted to mention it because it's important, really important actually.
Okay, cool, good.
So yeah, one day, Mask of Life shows up. It just falls from the sky, which is the ocean, which is the surface of the ocean, and
Oh, that's the island there.
oh yeah, that's Voyanui there.
Yeah.
I showed him a picture of Voyanui.
I saw pictures.
Yeah, I showed him pictures of islands. I finally actually showed him what things look like.
Oh, that one has like shades down there in the bottom left.
Oh yeah, the
That one's sick.
Is that what mask is that?
Oh well.
I forget what it's called. It's the mask of it's Anua's mask, the one that makes you sit down. You know,
Sit down.
the one that makes other people sit down when you tell them to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You remember he's yelling sit down, and the guy sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I totally glossed over this. I love this picture of Vizon so much. He's just crossing his arms, looking all smug. It is so beautiful. I don't know how I forgot about it. I forgot to point it out until just now.
I like it.
Oh god, I'm dead.
You okay?
I'm not alive.
Good.
So yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. Last area.
Green.
Oh, this level's broken. This is the level that made me find out about the glitch that soft locks your game if you go into the into the boss of the area with hero mode.
Nice.
In certain stages.
Yeah.
We can't get it in the first playthrough because we physically can't get hero mode.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I just thought I'd point it out. I'll try and like. Oh yeah. Also, that glitch I was trying to do last stream, I spent like an hour or two just like glitching through walls and going out of bounds and shit, trying to get it to happen again. I could not for the life of me get it to happen. I don't know what causes it. It's a weirdly common glitch for how strange it is, but I just could not get it to show up. So I want to make a bonus video at some point to this, like at the end of the series.
Yeah.
That just like shows off some of the things that I missed, like some of the glitches.
Logging post.
A logging post. All right, so the Mask of Life, it falls down from the sky.
Yes.
And this one Matoran who's in Mari Nui, he's like, oh, that's a cool mask. His name is Dakar. He's yellow.
Yellow.
He's okay. So
What?
2006 was the year when all the stone elemental characters became yellow
Whoa.
instead of brown, because brown was historically the least selling of all the sets because it's brown and no one wants brown.
Whoa.
So Huki was the start of this trend. He was yellow with gunmetal silver. Or gunmetal gray, or just a pearl silvery.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, he was the start of this. Karapar is brown, but he does have bits of yellow on him. And then Dakar is just all yellow.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just a little Paul Matoran. He's in Mari Nui, and he finds the Mask of Life. And it's just there, he just has it.
Yeah. I bet he does.
But Kalma's like, dude, I want that. And Prydack's like, dude, I want that. And they chase him a bit. They lose him. He manages to lose them in like some caves underwater. But he's slowly losing losing his oxygen because they have like these
that's right.
these bubbles of air that keep them alive underwater. But he's slowly running out because he's been underwater for so long. Running away from a bunch of different Baraki.
Yeah.
But the Mask of Life, being the epic troll that it is, well, not a troll in this case, but it is very much a big troll. And I'll get to more of that later. Because it has a mind of its own.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ring.
But it makes him able to breathe underwater.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it also makes. I think I don't know when this happens, but when the Toa and Aika actually go underwater, they are able to breathe underwater also, and are like transformed and have different masks and stuff. And it's implied that this happened from the Mask of Life doing it to them.
Uh-huh.
I don't know when though it happened.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
But
I'll take it.
yeah. So yeah. So in Mari Nui also, while all this is happening, there's the leader. He's like this Lematoran, green guy. His name is Defalak, and he's like the leader basically.
Mm-hmm. Leader of the bunch.
Leader of the bunch.
Packs a heck of lunch.
And he's just sort of like trying to like, cause Dakar was a good friend of his, and so he like sends a few people off to look for Dakar. And because he's also like keeping strangers out, because strange mask shows up, his friend goes missing. He sends a couple of Matoran after him.
Mm-hmm.
They are captured by the Baraki and questioned. One of them is sent out into the ocean to drown.
No. By the bad guy, I assume, right?
Yeah, by the Baraki while they're questioning them. Yes.
Yeah.
My mind is blank. I don't have thoughts.
I'm sorry. They were sent out into the ocean. One was sent out.
They're sent out into the ocean. Questioned. The massive. Long story short, the Mask of Life makes it so that two of them can breathe underwater.
Two of them.
Yeah, two of them.
Who's the other one?
Oh, well, Defalak doesn't actually go with them. He's just left. He stays at the village, but he sends like a couple Matoran out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's like 4 of them that go, and only 2 of them are like survive basically.
Oh no. That's fair. So wait a minute. Now I have a question about the pit. It's not a jail, is it?
It is a jail. It is.
How
the Baraki have sort of like escaped from it basically, and are sort of running amok in the in Mari Nui and all the surrounding like oceany areas. They command like armies of basically like smaller, like the Rahi that they are like mutated to be, or to be like at least. Which was also done by the Mask of Life. The Mask of Life also did that, I think. What else happens? So yeah, eventually the the Toa and Aika show up. They're weird and underwatery, and they have their new underwater things. Like Holly has wings, underwater fin wings.
Okay.
She looks cool and is epic and is a badass the whole time. She's real cool in 2007. I like her a lot.
Good.
They all Matoro is like, okay, so there's Mari Nui, right? We gotta make friends with all these guys here. Gotta make sure they're all safe. But they're like not trusting him, really. But he's like trying to stay with them, and like, help out. The rest of the Toa, who are now the Toa Mari, named after Mari Nui, they go off and they meet the Baraki, and they start bargaining with the Baraki, and because Holly's like, dude, we're like cool guys, and she basically like threatens them and shit, and it's cool. But eventually they come to an agreement. The Baraki like start leading them to their lair and whatnot. God, there's just so much shit that happens. I'm like struggling to think of It's just a blur of things.
Why do the Baraki like submit? Exactly why?
Because they're also trying to get the Mask of Life. They all have like the same goal of get the Mask of Life at this point. Because you know they want to be. Because the reason they want the Mask of Life is so that they can turn back to normal. And then go back to ruling over their territory, right? Because they're warlords.
Yes.
And they were like changed into these things. This is an epic prank bro by the Mask of Life, as it tends to do.
Fair enough.
And also, you know, the Toa Mari want the Mask of Life because they gotta get it to revive Matanui while he's dying, you know?
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, because it's the whole reason they're on this quest.
Forgot.
So Dakar, right? The Pomatoran, the yellow dude. He still has the Mask of Life, and it's changed him to eventually, like at some point he ends up in the pit, like he ends up there.
Yes.
And is transformed into the jailer of the pit. Who's this guy named Hydraxon?
Yeah.
And he's like the jailer, and he thinks that he is Hydraxon, even though he's not. But he just looks like him, and he has like all the memories and stuff of Hydraxon. It's really fucking weird.
Yes.
Very.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So yeah, now like after this happens, I think the Baraki get the Mask of Life again, or some. No, I think this happens before the Toa show up and like talk to the Baraki, because they have the Baraki have the Mask of Life at this point, and that's why they're bargaining with them. I don't fucking know. I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know anything about 2007. Never mind. I give up.
Okay.
So
I just need to know about Gadunka is all.
all Ian knows about is Gadunka.
That's all I want. That's all I've wanted this whole time,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Eventually all the Toa like split up and go off and do their own shit.
How you doing, this?
Hi, Disco.
This boy.
Discofoy.
Be careful. There's Bionicles here.
Be careful, there's Bionicles.
Bionicles are cool, but
My
the lore is
voice
scary
hurts.
and deep. It runs deep.
Too deep.
I'm
For
losing
me,
my head.
too deep in the ocean for me to understand any of it.
I'm losing my head.
I'm losing my
losing
mind.
my mind.
I lost my
I'm
head
glad
and
you're
my
here
mind.
for it. So?
I think he left already.
That's fair.
Bye, Sam.
Tell me more. Go, Baraki.
Yeah, basically they split up. The Baraki are all like doing things. Hi, Sam.
Sam here. Tell me about the Baraki. How they
Baraki.
split up and do things.
They're also like splitting up and doing things.
Yeah.
While I think it's Prydak. He gets the help of this guy Nocturne, who's like Elek's pet basically. Who's like he's like a big glow in the dark man.
Okay.
He gets him to help him like look for the Mask of Life, but it hurts him. Bionicle speedrun's next stream.
Oh no. I thought it was over.
It was never over.
It's never over.
You never
You're right.
never escape from Bionicle.
No, we have to go back so we can make sure we get all the Bionicle lore.
All the Bionicle lore. We gotta go in 100% the game.
100% the game.
100%.
We gotta beat all the levels with the Paraka.
Yeah.
Just the Paraka.
I'd have to skip the final boss to do that though.
Yo, Baraka. Come on. Tell me about Baraki.
Oh,
He stole Elek's pet and is helping him find
well, he
him.
stole Elek's pet and he's helping him find him. Eventually,
Yeah.
Nocturne fights Hydraxon at some point. And also Holly's there.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. God, why am I having so? I need to be careful here. This is the end of the level, and I don't want to get hero mode.
I don't think you're gonna get it.
I don't think I can get it because, but like the reason why is because there's 2 secret tiers, and look how much of the bar it filled from just that. Yeah. Then there's this, which you can't unlock until the end of the game when you unlock Vizon as a playable character. And if you get both of those and get all the treasure in them, then once you activate the hero mode thing in this fight, the rest of the fight won't continue.
That's a nice soft lock.
It's really cool. It's also you're listening to this the entire time.
That's a good soundtrack.
Yeah, you're listening to
so aggressive.
It's so aggressive, and you're listening to this while it's fucking soft locked, and you're just waiting for something to happen, and nothing does.
Oh, that's a torture.
And I could not find anything on the internet about why it happens. I had to figure out what caused it myself.
What did that accomplish?
It punched him.
Did it?
I think he has less health.
Oh, I thought it just like walked over him basically. Like it used him.
I don't fucking know.
It caught its balance with him. Just kept going, maybe. I thought that like that at most. I have no idea.
God, there's so much shit that happens in 2007. I don't remember anything.
Tell me about Gadonka.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Right.
Go on.
Fuck, who is it that he captures? Hydraxon captures someone, and he puts him in, like, prison, because he's a jailer, you know?
Yes!
Is it Matoro? It's Matoro! He captures Matoro at some point.
This is great.
And he puts him in prison, and he's like, alright, so I have this guy, his name is Max Los, he's a robot. He has this dog named Spinax, who's an actual dog, not a robot.
What the fuck?
And he's like, all right, this is the guard. There's no way you can get past him. And then as soon as Hydraxon leaves, Maxilos opens the door and lets him out.
Fuck.
And it turns out Maxilos is actually Maxilos is not just a robot, but he is a robot under the control of the Makuta. Like, the Makuta's mind is inside of Maxilos and controlling him. And
whoa, dude. What? Why?
Oh fuck, I just realized I can continue this fight.
You're right. Okay, keep going.
So yeah, cause Makuta, he like a lot of what he does is he just talks to the Toa and like tries to convince them to help him with stuff. And so a lot of what Matoro's doing during 2007 is like he's just hanging out with Makuta, talking with him like about like ideals and stuff, and being self-conscious about the fact that he like doesn't deserve to be leader.
Isn't Makuta the bad guy though?
Yeah, Makuta's the bad guy. The big bad they're trying to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just sort of casually talking. Yeah. Eventually, Makuta, what Makuta wants from all this, he shows Matoro. He's like, the reason he has Matoro. Okay, so the reason he has Matoro with him this whole time is because he has the mask of reanimation.
Yes.
This year,
don't tell me reanimate.
He has the power to reanimate corpses.
Yeah.
Don't
tell me reanimate Makuta.
He does not reanimate Makuta. Makuta just is a fucking Lovecraftian entity that persists throughout all of time.
Okay.
That's why he's existing here.
Okay.
And not dead, and was never dead to begin with.
Sam's out.
Sam's gone. But yeah. So, what Makuta's after here in the pit is one of the prisoners of the pit, which is Toa Tuyet.
Tuyet, I remember this name.
We talked about this last stream.
Yeah.
Toa Tuyet was one of the Toa Mangai. The Toa team, the legendary Toa team that protected Metro Nui for thousands of years that Toa Lacan was the leader of. And she was the Toa of water. There's actually like multiple Toa of water in this group. It's a very large group of Toa.
Okay. I guess that's how they provoked it. Protected, there we go.
Yeah, that's how they protected an entire city, as opposed to just a small island.
Yeah.
Or just a tribal island. But yeah, so Toa Tuyet was... She found this thing called the Nui Stone. I don't know exactly what it is, or what its purpose is, but it's like a powerful stone that gives you something. She found this. And it like fused with her body and made her like super evil. And she basically went on a rampage across multiple dimensions, fucking killing people. Takanuva is involved. He like follows her across dimensions and like fights her for a long time. The end of this fight is never resolved until like 2008.
What the heck?
Oh yeah, I'll get to good old Takanuva in 2008 later, because that's a romp. But so the corpse of Toa Tuyet, or at least one of the versions of Toa Tuyet, because she has the Olmec at some point, and it allows her to go to multiple dimensions.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she's bullshit.
Yes.
So her body is fused with the Nui Stone, but she's dead and a corpse. And so Makuta wants the Nui Stone, and he's like, "Yo, Motoro, revive this bitch." And he does. And then he doesn't, and then he kills her again.
He does, and then he doesn't.
He revives her, and he's like, "Nah, fuck this," and he kills her again.
Oh man!
But much later, like before Makuta figures out how to get the Nui Stone out of her, and so the Nui Stone is basically just lost forever. I still don't know what it does. I don't understand this cutscene. All of Zactan's cutscenes specifically confuse me.
He was gonna eat it.
He was.
What?
Exactly! Like, I don't know what it means! And the one at the end of the level is equally confusing.
I thought something like the mother was gonna be like, "You put down my baby" or something like that.
No,
basically.
He's like about to eat it. The camera shows up and he's like, "Oh, the camera! I can't let them see me eating it." Like, what the fuck?
Then he goes to it.
I don't understand.
That was really weird. Yeah.
It's so weird.
That was really confusing. Okay, cool.
Alright, so Toa Tuyet, she exists, then she isn't. She's killed by Motoro after being a zombie that he revives but doesn't.
Yes.
Oh yeah, also I remembered the reason why, another reason why Holly is super cool this year is because she has the mask of Rahi, a bit of like Rahi abilities, or like
Huh?
She is like, she has the ability to like mimic Rahi abilities. So she can like swim super fast and fucking punch super hard like a Terracotta. It's awesome, and she's cool.
It's an oddly specific mask.
It's a very oddly specific mask. It's also very oddly specific because Kongu has the mask of Rahi control. Or Rahi summoning. So he can just summon Rahi, and she can copy their abilities.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Jollar has the mask of Sonar.
Useful.
I forget what Naparu... Oh, Naparu has the mask of Stealth. I forget what Huki's mask is. It's something.
Probably is.
But, you know, they all have cool masks.
Okay, cool. I'm glad.
So yeah. Eventually Hydra...
What the heck?
Oh, nah. What the fuck? No!
What's happening?
Velcro on my waiver strip fell off. I'm upset.
Oh no. Not the Velcro.
Not the Velcro.
Yes.
It lasted so long.
It did, didn't it?
It hasn't fallen off once until now.
Live on stream.
Live on stream. For your auditory enjoyment.
We're doing it live, guys.
Doing it live.
Just reminds you, things can go wrong. We'll always be here for you.
But yeah, so Motoro, after being like, nah, fuck the Makuta, he then goes and like starts beating up the Baraki by way of reviving all of their dead like compatriots, or not compatriots, like minions, like all the like mini versions of them that they controlled, basically, or the mini, like the Rahi that they're based on.
Yes.
All those that they were controlling. He revives all their corpses and like leads armies against them. And it's sick. 2007 is sick, but it's super complicated, and I don't remember a lot of it.
It's odd, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, the Baraki are basically beaten until I don't remember what happens to Hydraxon. Something happens to him at some point. He's not even Hydraxon. He's actually Dakar. He just thinks he's Hydraxon.
That's true.
And also looks and has the powers and memories of Hydraxon. Confusingly enough.
It is confusing.
It is very confusing. But yeah, so eventually Maxilos, who is Makuta, he like finds the
Yep.
he finds the Baraki. He shows up. Or the Baraki find him, actually, I think. So it's either way, they find each other. And it's a good, big, happy relationship. It's not at all. Makuta kills all of them.
Oh no.
Or at least he beats them all into submission. Except for Takadox. Well, he does actually beat up Takadox. But Takadox tries to use his previous ties to the Brotherhood of Makuta to be like, dude, I'm cool. And he's like, you fool, you're weak. Get out of my sight. And he beats him up.
Huh.
Or kills him. I don't remember.
Fair enough.
And so, now what's going on is eventually they find the Mask of Life again. I don't know where it's been this whole time. It's been somewhere. But, you know, it's been, they find it again. And it's turned it's normally gold, but now it's turned to silver. Which is not good. It means Motonui is getting closer to dying. And when he's totally dead, it's going to turn black. And those are the phases of the Mask of Life.
It's not a very consistent transition.
No. Yeah, so it's turned to silver. And I also don't know what the reason for this, but for some reason the Toa Mari have to break the cord, and the cord is like basically a big stone pillar that is holding up Voyanui above Marinui, and breaking it will make Voyanui fall into Marinui, which will make it into a complete continent.
Won't that destroy them?
Yeah. They evacuate Voyanui first, of course. Oh, and Marin. They evacuate both islands first, but, you know, they have to do this at some point.
Goodbye, homes.
And Motoro, who now has the Mask of Life, he's like, dude, you know what, since I gotta go revive Motonui. But the Mask of Life, it's silver, cause, oh yeah, the Mask of Life was also cracked at some point, and that's also why it's turning silver. Oh, part of why it's turning silver. I don't fucking know.
Oh, fair enough.
But
yes,
yeah, he's like, oh, it's silver. Motonui is getting close to done for.
Yes.
And under Marinui, there is big spoilers for. But I showed Tom the map of the Matoran universe, and Tom knows that it is Big Bionicle.
I figured it out.
He figured it out.
I did it.
So all the Bionicle islands are actually Motonui, and Marinui, conveniently being located in his chest, is right above his heart.
Yes.
So, whilst Marinui is falling after the... Oh, I forgot about Gadunka. Mask of Life makes a small Gadunka into a big Gadunka, and then he attacks them. This happens before they break the cord, and then they beat him, and then, you know, that's that.
That's a shame.
He's mostly like a distraction to keep them from breaking the cord. Because Makuta's like not all about that. He's not all about that cord breaking life. So they break the cord. And Voyanui starts falling into Marinui. But while this is happening, Motoro's going down into the heart. And he's like, I'm going to revive Marinui. And he uses the Mask of Life to sacrifice himself to revive Marinui. So now Motoro is dead.
Okay.
And that is how Motoro dies. And it's cool. And Motoro is the best.
To revive him. To revive Marinui.
Yeah, he sacrifices himself. But he puts on the Mask of Life. And he's like, I'm dead now.
What's it exactly mean to revive Marinui? Because that's Island Man, right?
Well, he's the spirit of Marinui. Like his soul basically is like dying.
Oh. It's not reviving actual Island Man, right?
Well, reviving him, not reviving actual Island Man. That's the plot of 2008, which I don't know very well. So now that we've gotten through all of that, I totally forgot. Through all of this, the Toa Mata, or the Toa Nuva, after like being saved by the Toa Naika on Voyanui, they've been going around doing like a bunch of different tasks, like unleashing the Borok Swarm. They unleash the Borok Swarm at some point. They go like they light fire to some volcanoes and shit. They find Rudaka at some point and like fucking threaten her to go do something for them, along with Rudaka and a couple other characters.
Yes.
So they've been doing. So that's what the Toa Nuva have been doing all year, and that leads up to them. Oh, Rudaka knows where the fuck was it called? Shit.
Oh.
It starts with an A. It starts with an A. It starts with an A. It's a staff. It starts with an A. It's the what's it called? No, I don't remember what it's called. It's a staff. It's a magical staff. It starts with A. They get it and they present it to this guy, and he gives them masks, and that's where 2008 kicks off.
Oh.
So because I don't know the plot of 2008 very well, I decided it would be funny if Tom just read me a synopsis of it.
This is coming straight from the source, LegoFandom.com, Brickipedia. Ready for 2008?
I'm ready for 2008.
2008 features the return of old favorites, the Toa Nuva. This time, however, they are released in their adaptive armor forms, which gives them new weapons and mask shapes.
They can fly.
Being sent to Karda Nui.
Karda Nui, yes.
There, they form two groups, the Fantoka and the Mystica.
The Fantoka are comprised of Pohatu, Liwa, and what's his name? Kopaka, Liwa, and Pohatu. And the Mystica are Taku, Gali, and Onua.
So I just lost my place.
Sorry. Oh, wait. This fucking cutscene makes no sense. The cutscene makes no fucking sense.
Neat. The Fantoka have to save Matoran of Kardanui from... Wait. The Fantoka have to save the Matoran of Kardanui, confronting blinded Makuta and transformed Matoran.
Oh my god! Right, this is when it's revealed that the Makuta is actually a race of beings, and the Makuta, the main villain, his name is Makuta Pterodax, and he is the leader of the Brotherhood of Makuta, and the Makuta are part of the Brotherhood of Makuta.
Okay.
And so the blind Makuta are like this race of like bat sort of creatures. There are also bug Makuta that are encountered later.
Okay. They have to find a way to save transformed Matoran, defeat the Makuta, and save Mata Nui's life. Being used by former Toa Matoro, the Kanohi Ignika
That's the Matu life.
falls into the swamp. Oh, Anika falls into the swamp of secrets, creating itself a body and a skyboard to discover its destiny.
Oh yeah, the Toa Ignika. Yeah, the Toa Ignika is the Toa. The mask just makes itself a body after it falls into a swamp after being used by Matora.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's Sidorak. He's the king of the Vizorak.
Why'd he kill himself?
He jumped into a pit.
Why'd he do that?
He felt like it.
Takanuva arrives at Karnanui. He learns about the Matoran, their problem, and what has to be done.
Yeah.
Takanuva has to find a cure for the infected Matoran before the energy storm begins.
Yeah, and so because he's on this quest to like figure this out,
Yes.
he is at some point infected by a shadow leech that makes him large and powerful.
Charge.
But also makes his personality like Batman, basically. He he goes from like lawful good to like chaotic good, basically.
Neat. Meanwhile, the other team, the Mystica, have to recover 6 keystones with the instruction on how to save Mata Nui. They are confronted by another group of Makuta, this time in mutated forms. During the fight, they all find pieces and fit them into the spherical structure of Kardanui, the Kodrex. The Toa Nuva, now all rejoined again, travel into it, not knowing they are following Antros inside. They discover 3 vehicles to be used to awake the Great Spirit. Before Kopaka can mount Jetrax T6, it is hijacked by Antros.
Oh, that's who that is. I've always wondered who that character was, and I thought, oh yeah, he kind of looks a little bit like Antros. No, he actually is Antros. I fucking called it. I'm gonna kill Willow because of this. I'm literally gonna kill him.
That's harsh. Toapo Hatu piloting Rocco T3 and Toa Lua piloting Toa Liwa piloting Axelara T9 are left in pursuit. Toa and Naika meet with the other Toa Nuva and agree that he must sacrifice his body to awake Mata Nui just as Matoro did. He flies into the Kodrex, dissolving slowly until only the Naika is left. It falls down to the bottom, activating its purpose and starting a massive energy storm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a silly line. The Toa Nuva, now claiming the Jetrax T6. Toa Nuva now claiming the Jetrax 6 due to Antros' depart, race away with Takanuva and all Avmatoran.
The Avmatoran are like just the Matoran that live in Kardanui.
Oh. Being transformed back by Takanuva and the help of a creature called Clack with 3 Ks actually.
What?
Klakk.
Who the fuck is Clack? I don't know who that is.
He helped them.
Okay.
The Makuta are left behind, being killed by the energy storm. Damn. The Toa Nuva make it out of Kardanui safe. Just before Mata Nui awakes, they are welcomed by the Matoran of Metra Nui and the Duraga. The Pterodax has taken over the body of Mata Nui long before the Toa Nuva awakened the robot. He drove out the spirit of Mata Nui as Matoro sacrificed himself. As the Toa Nuva awakened the robot, they accidentally awakened Pterodax. He banishes Mata Nui into the Inika and shoots it into outer space. He begins
Oh my-
in
yeah.
the Matoran universe, not knowing what the Konohi Inika is on a direct course to the planet Bara Magna.
All right, and so that's where 2009
That's where 2009 starts.
Yeah, okay. So let me explain what all that
the
means.
hell?
So let me explain what all that means. So the Motonui robot, or the Matoran universe, as it's called, is a giant robot, as you saw from the map, that once the Toa Ignika sacrifices himself,
Yes.
it basically just rises out of the ocean, crumbling all the islands with it. And this robot is where all the Matoran are originally from.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where they live. And so now they live inside the Matoran universe. But because the Makuta took over it, basically, or the Makuta Pterodax, I hate this is like my one of my least favorite changes. Is that the Makuta isn't like just a Lovecraftian weird entity. He's just, part of a race of things, and his name is Pterodax, which is a much less intimidating name than Makuta.
I agree.
But yeah, so Makuta Pterodax.
Also, Pterodax does not sound very Maori.
No, it does not.
Maori?
Maori.
I don't remember the
I don't know.
correct pronunciation. I said correct.
Correct.
I just combine words sometimes.
Correct sounds like a Bionicle name.
Yes. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's only I intended that.
So yeah, because the Makuta did this,
Yeah.
the Mask of Life is expelled from the Matoran universe's body. The giant robot
Flung into space.
And lands on Bar Magna, which is an
Another
alien planet.
planet, yeah.
Alien planet that is also home to basically Bionicles. And
Insecto-Bionicles?
Insecto-Bionicles.
Let's
No,
go.
they're not Insecto-Bionicles. Some of them are somewhat insectoid. But so on this planet, it's basically just a desert. It's just an entirely desert planet surrounded by that has two moons, one of which is a very foresty moon, and the other moon is a very watery moon. This is important. This is actually important.
Sure.
So yeah, he lands. So the Mask of Life lands there, along, and and yeah.
Oh, that explains it.
Okay, so the Mask of Life lands there.
Yes.
And thus creating a body for the spirit of Motonui, who was expelled along with it. So the spirit of Motonui is now what is known as a Giltorian, which is a race of warriors that live on Bear Magna. And they fight for money and stuff. Bear Magna is a very capitalist society.
Yes.
And there's a very, very capitalist villain at some point.
Yes.
His name is Metis. He's one of the... yeah, I guess I just spoiled it right there. But yeah, so yeah, first person...
Oh, he's a villain. That's what you're saying.
All right. Oh, actually, the first person that Motonui meets is this...
Yes.
Is a Vorox, which is...
Vorak?
Vorox.
Go on.
He's unrelated to Vorak. But yeah, he's just an insectoid type looking dude, and he kills, and Motonui fucking rips off his tail.
Oh shit!
So now Motonui has this tail. Oh,
nice.
He also has a scarab, like a scarabax, which is basically just a scarab beetle. This scarabax, he later names it Click, and the scarabax.
Oh, you mean it's a beetle called a scarabax, not not an axe he's made out of a beetle. I thought he was wielding a beetle as an axe.
Okay, he does actually wield this beetle. The Mask of Life transforms it into a shield to protect him from Vorox.
His friend.
Yeah.
No. Ew, that's gross. I don't want a beetle shield.
Oh no, he can transform back at will. He's fine.
I'm just thinking a beetle being a shield is gross.
It looks
big legs.
it looks better in like when you actually see what the design looks like.
That's probably fine. Yeah. That's all I can think of.
But yeah, so he protects him from Vorox, and then this guy named Metis shows up, and he's like, "Dude, I'm Metis. I'm a very capitalist, cool guy.
Yeah.
Let me show you the way of the Glatorian." He's also an Agori, which is basically the Matoran of this world. They're like the regular villagers, and so he brings him to this competition that he's heading to be one of the judges for, I think. And it's a car. His name, it's this guy named Akar.
He's a car.
No, he's not a car. His name is Akar.
He's a car.
Ackar.
I expected 2 R's, I'll be honest. I'm actually shocked.
I think there might be 2 A's. I'm not sure.
A car.
No, there are 2 A's because it's a car.
Acker.
Yeah, his name is Akar. Just A-C-K-A-R. And he's fighting this other guy, unimportant. He beats him. No, he doesn't beat him.
No.
He's almost beaten by him, and then he beats him, and then he, after being beaten, gets up while his back is turned, and he jumps him. And then Montanui's like, dude, this is ungentlemanly. This is unsportsmanlike, and jumps in the ring and fights him and beats him.
It's not sportsmanlike.
Well, he almost beats him, or he doesn't. No, he fights him. Okay, so Montanui is fighting this guy.
Yeah.
This guy almost beats Montanui, but because Montanui is using the tail of the Vorox that he killed, or that he stole the tail of, as a weapon, it gets close to the Mask of Life and is transformed into a sword.
Huh.
So now he fights him with this awesome sword that he has, and beats him pretty easly. Now that he has an actual weapon, and everyone's like, dude, you're awesome. And Akar's like, yeah, you're cool. So he hangs out with Akar for a little bit. Akar's like, we're a capital society. I basically... This fucking thing. I don't know what this is. It doesn't have a hitbox.
What? Is it a reference to The Sims?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's here.
I don't get it.
It doesn't have a hitbox. It doesn't interact with anything. I think it's just a placeholder object that they left here.
It's very possible. What's that thing called in The Sims? I swear it has a name.
I don't know. It's like a diamond of some sort.
Something like that.
So yeah, Akar, he's like hanging out with Montanui, and Montanui's telling him about how he's an alien from another world who came here to save his people. And Akar's like, yeah, you're gonna, I don't know. I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if you're gonna get the help of anyone here. A little did they know, listening in on this conversation was a alien conspiracy theorist named Kina. And she walks in and she's like, I knew it. I knew aliens were real. And she's like, okay, so just a village over, I know of this secret underground temple that I can show you that's pretty cool. Let's go there.
Might as well, good first date.
And so Akar goes with them because he's like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of danger on that path. If you take the quick way to get there, they are. And so they're attacked. Oh yeah, and on the way there, they're attacked by this group of bone hunters, is what they're called.
Not dark hunters. Bone hunters.
They are bone hunters. They're basically just desert.
Are they made of bones?
They're not made of bones. They just hunt bones.
By the way, I was trying to say I call there gonna be a ship. Alien lover.
Oh, totally not. But okay.
Really? She doesn't have a thing?
No.
She doesn't have a thing for him?
Not really.
Really? I thought she'd be like, oh man, he's an alien. My dream. My hunk.
No. Oh, actually, this brings up a weird thing. This brings up a weird thing about the Glatorians, is that they do so if you'll remember, in the Matoran universe,
Yes.
all the Ga Matoran, all the water Matoran and the water like Toa and whatnot, they're all female, right?
Yes.
And the Bionicles here do not canonically, like, they just like spring from the ether or something, or they're created by Mata Nui. But on Barra Magna, the Glatorians canonically fuck. And thus they have more. There are characters that don't match the Matoran universe gender scheme of everyone that is blue is female. So there are characters that are oh yeah, these are weird. They're like pods filled with Visorak, but they're just Axon's face.
Yes. They are. I think they thought no one would notice.
Yeah. Yeah, Kina is very gender normative, being blue and also female.
What the fuck?
You know. But, you know.
Way to break the mold, huh?
I'm just saying that Glatorians do canonically have sex.
Female Bionicle rights, like... century. Sad.
It's real sad.
Yeah. It's real sad.
Oh yeah, this is Sidorak. He's the king of the Visorak.
Where's the mask?
He doesn't have a mask.
Oh, he doesn't have a mask because he's not a Bionicle.
He is a Bionicle.
He's not cool. He's just a dude.
He doesn't need to use a mask though, because he's he's just a different race from the mask using races. Not every race uses masks.
That's
like, it's really only the Matoran and the Toa that have masks.
The masks are pretty dang useful.
They are very useful, but only the Toa can use their powers. Also the Makuta, but you know, they're Makuta. I mean, like the Makuta, the race.
Oh, that's right. Paraka don't have masks.
Yeah, the Paraka don't have masks. They have rubber.
And the Banaka?
What?
Binacle? Fishmen's.
Oh yeah, the Baraki. Yeah,
Baraki,
they don't have masks either. Although weirdly enough, there are some other exceptions, like Axon and Brutaka. They're just like Titans that have masks. I don't know. It's weird. Also the also a lot of Rahi have masks that they don't use the powers of necessarily. They just have them. I mean, also the Matoran can't use the mask powers. They just need them to survive.
Oh, gotcha. Well then.
I don't think I really established that very well, that if you take off your mask, you are basically powerless. Or, like in a not functioning state. Like a near-death state.
Yes. I did not. This is news to me.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, they're attacked by bone hunters.
Oh yes.
On their way there, there's a, and then once they get to this village, they find that it's been overrun by the Skrull. The Skrull are another group of desert bandits that are like at war with the bone hunters. Like they're sort of warring factions. And it's in this village that they find out, oh wait, they're working together. That's not good. How can that be happening?
How can that be happening?
And well, they will find out eventually.
Good.
But yeah. So one of the survivors of this horrific attack of the destruction of this village that they find is Gresh. He's like a young Glatorian. Gresh. He's a young Glatorian. He's green. He's sort of like inexperienced. He doesn't know how to do things. They also find this Agori named Barracks. He's a collector. He likes fixing things. He's really weird and creepy and talks about how much he likes collecting things constantly because he's a thief. He steals things and says that he's collecting them. But the way his mannerisms and everything about him is so strange. And I can only think that he is meant to be like a parody of Bionicle fans. Because like the way he likes he likes collecting and fixing things is what he constantly says. I'm a collector. I like fixing things. It's really weird.
It is weird.
But yeah, Kina hates him. Also, he's blue, just so you know.
He's also blue?
Yeah, he's also blue.
That's a lot of blue.
He's basically like the little brother character to Kina, even though they're not related.
There's a lot of blue.
There's a lot of blue. Yeah, their party is overwhelmingly blue. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Akar's red. He's fireman. Akar is really cool because he's a boomer.
Really?
He's basically the boom. Well, he's the boomer of the group. Like he's the old wise dude that's like, yeah, back in my day, we fought things like this, you know.
Yeah.
He's that sort of guy, but like a cool type of that character, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, so they. Oh no, they don't find barracks yet. Once they get to the underground temple that they were going to, that's where they find barracks. He's just like sneaking around, and Kina's mad at him because she's like, "No, you're not supposed to be here, dude. What the freak?" But he gains Mononui's trust because he fixes up Gresh, who was like injured, because he's a collector. He likes fixing things, so he fixes up. He fixes him up. And then Mononui he just sees a door with the symbol of the three virtues on it.
That's right.
Yeah. I never showed you what that symbol looks like.
No.
We'll watch the movies though, so you'll at some point.
One day
we'll watch the movies and you'll understand all of this, or some of it at least.
You say that.
You'll understand some of it at least.
Some of it I'll be like, oh shit, was that thing?
Yeah. I'll
totally be wrong with everything I try and remember. I'll be like, oh, isn't that Zaxxon? Isn't he the good guy? Or Zactan? Zaxxon's someone else. I'll be like, oh, Makuta, he's the Toa. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Toa Makuta.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite character. I loved him a lot.
He has the mask of squids. He's the mask of sand.
He has the mask of sand.
Yeah.
Right. So, and Kina's like, dude, what's going on here? Why is there this symbol? How did you open this door? He just touched it and he opened. Mononui just touched it and opened. Yeah. And they go inside and they find like tons of like weird technology, and Matoran text specifically. And it's weird because Mononui can read it, but they can't read it. Yeah. I read what some of it says. It's like just some bullshit about the Matoran universe. Because he came from the Matoran universe.
Yeah.
Kina also explains that like this compound was built by the great beings, which I also never explained is also revealed to be an actual race of things at some point. I think it might be in 2009, which is we're
currently on.
Yeah, we're currently on.
Yeah.
That it is revealed that they are a race of things that Mononui belongs to.
This is a lot of Lego pieces. 200,000.
So many Legos.
A lot of Lego pieces already go on.
We got one more level left before the final boss.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We've only been going an hour.
Yeah.
Spooktan. Zactan.
Sack time.
Zactan. Let's
go. My man. Look at him go.
Alright. God, I'm taking way too long to summarize this fucking movie.
Okay.
I should just start skipping details. I need to stop.
Tell me about Kadunka again.
The Mask of Life made him. He was small, and then the Mask of Life made him big.
Yeah.
and then he fought people.
That's good.
And that is all of Kadunka.
Mm-hmm. It's a shame. He was cool. He was freaking big, though. He was big.
Yeah. He
That
was
good.
big before he was destroyed,
It was good
defeated.
whilst he was big, though. I like that part. He's like my favorite Bionicle.
Is he?
Good. He's definitely up there, if not my favorite. At the moment, he's definitely my favorite.
Okay.
I have to look back.
Where's
to
Zactan on
Bionicle.
this list?
Zactan, I have I don't know. Again, he's up there. I can't say he's my favorite, though.
I feel like I just need to show you like every Bionicle and tell you what their lore is.
I need to see more Bionicles.
You need to see more Bionicles and also like associate them with the lore that I've explained.
If I associate with lore, things are going to change a lot and be really weird. But visually.
I think Zactan improves for me based on his lore, honestly. Because he is like, he's the leader and he's the cool guy. And He's a snake. And he's doing all this shit behind everyone's backs to help Makuta.
Yeah.
He's cool.
I like that he's the leader.
Like all the Paraka are cool, I think. Like just personality wise.
I like the
And also
Baraka.
set wise, I think they're awesome.
Yo,
They're
yo.
awesome.
Yo, I like him.
Yo, indeed.
Yeah. He's up there for me.
Yeah.
I can't say he's at the top, though, because I know there's a lot I haven't seen. So I'm like hesitant to be like, oh yeah, he's my favorite.
So would it be currently like Gadunka 2 and Zactan, or Gadunka 1, Zactan 2?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
But I'm just like, it's such a fragile scale because I don't really know that many guys. That anything, someone you could just show me a guy and be like, oh, that guy's cool. Change it immediately.
The thing is, I also don't have everything. So a lot of like the 2008-9 vehicle sets I don't have anymore. Just because I don't have like enough of their pieces to build them again. Oh, I do have the Scopio!
Scopio?
Oh, up on top of that shelf. Go grab that.
Oh, I'm scared to touch it.
Just grab it. It's very solid, trust me.
Damn. The Scopio.
So yeah, the Scopio, open up its legs. It gets bigger.
Open up the legs.
Yeah, you can also turn those to the side. Yeah, like that.
Dang.
This thing is one of my favorite sets now that I own it. And I got it for like half the price that it normally goes for. I was so happy.
This is freaking wicked,
This
yeah?
it's so cool. This is one of the things that attacks them when they're like on the way to the village I was just talking about. But yeah, it's real cool.
You can't see it very well, but the rider has a really small face.
He's a very small face.
Very small face. I like it. Wow. This is wicked, yeah?
It's real cool.
Yeah. Again, I'm also impressed by how solid it is.
Yeah. But yeah, like the 2009 vehicles specifically are like really solidly constructed. It's actually difficult to take them apart. And it was an intensive process taking that apart when I rebuilt it. Cause like the way I bought it, it was fully constructed when it came in the mail, but it was constructed wrong in several ways and was missing like a couple pieces. So I just had to take the entire thing apart to make sure everything was built correctly. But yeah, now it's 100% complete and 100% awesome.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing.
That is the most expensive and also the biggest Bionicle set ever released. It was like $130 on release, and it goes for that now opened. Sealed, they go for like upwards of $200 to $300. I got that for like $90.
Nice.
It was sick.
Oh, freaking Spider-Zon. He's not actually that big, is he? Right? Vizon Spider-Man.
Bison. Oh, Fenrak, yeah.
Fenrak.
He's not actually as
He's
big
not
as he
actually that-
is in the game. Yeah, I'll show you him later.
Can he actually ride on him?
Yeah, he actually does stand on him like that.
Neat.
Yeah, I don't know why they would make him stand on Fenrak if he didn't. Oh yeah, also Fenrak
Oh,
was...
he does canonically stand on him.
Oh yeah, Fenrak was
gets
also a
fused.
small thing that the Mask of Life just made big. Similar to Gadonka.
It does
He's
that.
also a thing with a large mouth.
Whoa.
So that's kind of weird. Kind of a weird coincidence.
Does the Anika have an open mouth thing or something like that? Like a big mouth itself, maybe?
The Toa Ignite or the Ignite?
The mask.
The mask. The Toa Ignite? Oh, yeah, the Toa Ignite is like weird because it changes designs from 2006 to 2007. But yeah.
I was like, maybe make some like itself. It has big open mouth, maybe? That would make sense. No, I have no clue.
Yeah.
It just does its own thing.
Where was I? Oh yeah, they find this weird stuff in this basement, and Mononui is like, "Oh, this is cool."
I see now.
Yeah. Then
Why is it Matoran?
it's in. I don't know why it's in Matoran text. I don't understand any of it.
Okay, no.
My biggest problem with the 2009 movie is that it doesn't have a conclusion.
What?
It sets up for another movie that never happens.
No.
Because Bionicle is canceled the next year, and the story is basically wrapped up within the next year.
Oh no.
Like all of the rest of the story.
Why was Bionicle cancelled?
It wasn't selling as well in the later years, and so into 2010 they released 6 sets, and they were all these these weird little guys that are around my room. They're called the stars, the Bionicle stars, and they're basically just sort of like a callback set to each of the things, but also they are lore important as they're like important characters that in that year.
Yeah.
Except for the Rakshi, that's just a generic Rakshi.
Oh.
And I say generic, and when I say generic, I mean generic. Like they're like, you know how Makuta Pterodex, when he made the Rakshi, he used like the Krana or the Krata that came from his body, like these slugs that came from his body.
Yeah.
So it's implied that Rakshi and all the other Rakshis like it are just generic Rakshi created from generic Krata from generic Makuta. Because Makuta are an actual race and not just one guy, and I don't like it.
They all have Krata then. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
That is strange.
Nektan over there actually does have a name.
Is that the big guy or the
little guy?
Okay, yeah.
The little guy. The big guy is a custom one I made.
I had my guesses.
Yeah. But the little guy over here, that's Nektan. He's the leader of like all of the Skakti. Nektan. He's real cool. I like Nektan. He's a meme and a half. Because no one likes him.
Oh no.
I like him though.
Good.
But he's sort of like the leader of all the Skakti. I guess. Something like that. Oh yeah, Zaktan's dead.
No. Plays around with his dead corpse head. You can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
It's wrong.
God, I need to finish this fucking... Okay, Mononui, he,
Right.
after they leave the temple, he accidentally turns Akar's weapon into a fiery weapon using Mask of Life. Because, you know, all their weapons are made of, like bone and claws and stuff.
Yeah.
So he turns it into a big fiery sword, and he does that to everyone's in the group's weapons and makes them into cool elemental swords, except for Barracks, because he's a wimp. He doesn't have a sword. He just collects things.
Yes.
And so everyone in the group is like, dude, Mononui, you're so cool. You can make us awesome weapons that can help us defeat the Skrull and the Bone Hunters, and then we can bring peace to Barra Magna.
Yes.
And we won't have to keep fighting all the time. And so they're like, all right, let's go tell all the elders they're going to be in this village, talking about this fight, talking over this fight, commentating, because all the elders do in this universe, in this world, universe, in this world, is they just commentate gladiator sport. Oh yeah, that's why they're called Glatorians. It's because they're gladiators. They're just a race of gladiators.
Makes sense.
And now you can never see that image ever again, except when you start the game.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's not really anything we can buy. Vizon's Awakening. Vizon. He's so huge. But yeah, so they go to this village, and the elders are like, "Dude, what the hell are you talking about? There's no way we're gonna beat the Bone Hunters and the Skrull if they're teaming up. And there's also no way that the Bone Hunters and the Skrull are teaming up. That would never happen. You guys are lame." And then a car is like, "Dude, I'm not having this." And he fires a beam of fire into like outer space. It goes so high up. It's ludicrous. Just like seeing this in the movie is the funniest part. Because you see it zooms out, and then zooms out, and then zooms out, and you can just see this blast of fire going all the way to space. It's the funniest shit. And that gets everyone's attention, and he's like, "Dude, come on, listen to me. This is what we gotta do." And so they're all like, all right. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Yeah, that's cool. All right.
We'll be toast. Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this boss is interesting because it's the only boss that doesn't require hear mode at all.
Nice. Oh, sweet dude.
Instead, you just wait for him to attack, and then you attack his weak point.
His tail.
Or his weak point changes depending on like what of Fenrak you've destroyed.
Oh, gotcha.
Because you break parts of Fenrak. Also, something interesting about this design of Fenrak is that his back legs are identical to his front legs, which is not true of the actual set.
Odd.
It's very odd.
Yes.
I mean, it could connect like that, but it's just weird.
Oh, fair enough.
Also, there's just lava here, and also a portal. I don't know what that portal is supposed to be.
Maybe it's a lava portal. Maybe that's where the lava came from.
I don't know.
It's portal to lava.
Oh yeah, there's secrets here. But yeah, so and so they after all this bickering and whining and moaning and crying, they eventually managed to convince the elders to, like, you know, get some guys together to at least try and fight the Bone Hunters and Skrull, who have now combined forces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. But in the middle of the night, Barracks, he sees like some guy, he walking into the shadows, and he starts following him, being like, "Dude, what's this suspicious guy walking into the shadows for?" And Kina also sees that he's going out, and Kina is like, "Dude, I hate Barracks. He's like an asshole, and he steals things from people, and I hate him." And so she decides to follow him, thinking that he's the traitor. Oh yeah, it's also assumed that there is a traitor, like giving them information, giving the Bone Hunters and Skrull some information. And Kina immediately assumes it's Barracks, because you know that's just her character.
Yeah.
Is that she's annoying and does dumb things.
Oh no.
But yeah, so they are both captured by the Bone Hunters and Skrull. And Madanui is like, "Wait a minute, we can't just leave them like that." And so he goes alone to fight the leader of the Skrull. His name is Tuma. He beats him by basically exposing the video game weak point on his back. He just sees like this yeah, basically just a video game weak point on his back, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just keep hitting that," and he kills him doing that. Then it turns out that he wasn't even in command at all, and it was all Metis this entire time. He was the one behind everything. He was the one that convinced Metis. He was this. He was this Agori that Mononui saw first met when he got here.
He was like, "Hey, come to this place."
Hey, come to this place. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I combined them through the power of capitalism. I combined their forces." And this is literally true. I'm not even joking. This is basically how he gets them to agree to work with each other.
Bionicle's taking a stand.
Yeah. And Mononui is not all about this. The thing is with Mononui's duel with Tuma it was like an honorable duel. They fought 1-on-1. Fenrak's dead, by the way.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, Vizon also is changed to him. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah,
I mean, I did.
You did.
Yeah, I did mention that. Okay.
What's he doing?
He's shooting at me. He's also wave dashing back and forth.
That's what I meant. He was just like glitching back and forth.
Ow. This is like the only canonical part of the game is how he dies and what happens after he dies.
What did he try?
Anyway, long story short, all the other Glatorians that Mononu has been helping, they all show up and they're to help him in his time of need while he's being attacked by all of the Bone Hunters in Skrull. After Metis is like, dude, you're not cool, and this was all a trap to get you away from the other villagers to keep them from uniting. Also, he's Terminator. There's the Mask of Life, the design that it has in this year. It doesn't look like this any other year.
Whoa.
I don't know what that portal is.
I guess it's the exit.
Oh, there's the Mask of Time. There's the Mask of Time. Yeah, one of them is orange because it's like rusted from being in the ocean for so long.
What the heck is that one?
Oh, that's the Kanohi How. The How Nuba.
So freaking goofy.
It's because it's green.
Why does he have eyes though?
They all have eyes.
Like.
Why does that one have eyes? Yeah, you're
pupils.
right. Oh, it doesn't have black pupils. That's his face behind it. Because, you know, they have the faces, right?
Oh, none of the others have the face behind it, though.
That is true. Why does the new variant have the face behind it? That's strange. Alright, we beat the fucking game.
Wow.
We did it. Then we finished telling you the lore of 2009.
Look at that, though. They have a dance party.
10. Yeah.
Who's DJing? Who's DJing?
I think it's Avak? No, it is Zakdan.
Yeah. Wow. Edward Snowden, lead artist.
Dave Duteson? Dave Duteson?
Alistair Crow. Alistair Crow was on the last game.
It's almost like this was made by the same people.
I remember Alistair Crow specifically, though. I don't know how I do. I just remember him.
Are we just gonna do this again?
I hope not.
All right. So then all the Glatorians that Mononu's been hanging with and doing cool stuff with, they all show up and they beat. Well, they try to help him out and beat them, but you know there's so many Bone Hunters in Skrull that they're just overwhelmed. And then all of the Agori show up, and they're like, and then they start fighting everyone, and it's just this all-out brawl, and all the bone, and then Click the Scarabax. He summons he just like I don't know, not the Scarabax, the not the Scopia, the Scarabax, the little scarab beetle that's been the shield the whole time.
Yeah.
He's just like, dude. He yells dude at the top of his lungs in his own tongue, in his language, and then just hundreds of other scarabacks form this giant Goliath like monster that just shows up and destroys like half of the Bone Hunters and Skrull, and that is like basically the end of the fight. So all the Bone Hunters and Skrull are defeated. They are saved. And so Mononui picks up one of their shield, one of the Skrull shields, and on the Skrull's shield is like this little, it's like a circular shield, and it's got this map, like this maze on it. And he's like, it's not a symbol, it's a map. And he's like, oh, clearly it's a map. I don't know what this map is for. I don't know if it's ever explained, but that's how the movie ends. He's just like, oh, this is a map.
The shield has a map?
The shield has a map on it that it looks like a maze. I don't know what's at the center of the map, but long story short, he while looking over a cliff, Mononui realizes, wait, you know, that village looks an awful lot like an arm. And so then he connects all of the villages. He uses the power of all the Agori to like pull all like they tie ropes to all these giant structures and pull them together to connect them to create another giant Bionicle that Mononui takes over and becomes this giant Bionicle that is smaller than his previous giant Bionicle that is currently being possessed by Makuta Pterodax.
No.
So Makuta Pterodax shows up in his giant hulking frame. You know,
Wow.
he just flew there.
Yes. I'm sure he did.
And
Oh, God.
and so Tahu, who was just, you know, inside of the Makuta Pterodax, his giant body, he's there. Every single Toa that I've discussed so far is there now. But Tahu, most importantly, because he has to collect a bunch of gold pieces, like a set of golden armor for some reason. I don't know why. It's to fight something. Long story short, the way Bionicle ends is, so you remember these two moons, right? So
yes.
At one point, these two moons were part of Barra Magna, and it was called Spherus Magna, and it was like a lush place, lots of greenery and whatnot. It was like, you know, like a good place to be.
Yes.
Before it became a desert when these two moons separated.
Huh. So,
Mononui, in his now large but smaller than Makuta's large body. Mm-hmm. They have like a boxing match, basically. They fucking fight it out, and eventually the fight ends by Mononui crushes Makuta's, like, rams his face into one of the moons, and it kills Makuta dead. Makuta's dead. Forever. Never to actually return.
Okay, cool.
And then he takes the moons and he just throws them onto the ground, and they become part of the world again, and it fuses and becomes a wonderful paradise. The end. That's the end of the Bionicle. That's the end of Bionicle. We're over. We're done. We're done here. We're done with Bionicle.
We're done with Bionicle?
We're done with Bionicle.
We're done with Bionicle.
It's literally over. It was canceled. Why do you think it was all so abrupt?
Oh, that's right. Well, I didn't realize we ever left 2009, I'll be honest.
No, that all this, like, 2009 ends with the end of the movie, which is, oh, it's a map. Let's start putting let's start putting these villages together to make a big Bionicle.
Yeah.
And that's the end of 2009. And then it becomes 2010, which is, the short year where not even books were released, but like basically a text blog explaining all the lore of the last year of Bionicle, because there was only 6 sets released that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many sets were normally released?
Like a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm. Woo! Jeez.
Yeah, Bionicle's over. It's done. It's killed. It's dead. Do you want to look at some bonus content?
No.
Such as the Paraka Playground?
Please, no.
Would you like to peruse the wares of the Paraka Playground? To view some of its wonderful cutscenes?
I'm gonna say no, but you can if you want.
We have another half hour.
We can. Or we can say we did it and just go.
We did it. We completed Bionicle. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye. We love you. We love you.